Dhyanamoolam Guru Murti Pujamulam Guru Padam Mantramoolam Gurur Vakyam Mokshamoolam Guru Kripa Om. Namaste, good morning. Obeisance to Guru in the form of Lord Shiva and Swami Parameshananda ji. Here we are, we're seeing our good friends. Baby gooselings, they're getting big. They're learning to swim already. They know how to swim. This morning I want to talk about something that's relevant, and our scriptures give answers to all the questions we may have in situations in our life. When Krishna Bhagavan was telling Arjuna, in the middle of that battlefield, and we are in that battlefield now, of how we proceed, Arjuna was having a difficult time. And he got weak and confused. So, in many things were said, but there are two slokas in chapter 2, verse 62 and 63, which gives a good explanation of all that is happening in these times and all the times of our life. They go like this: Dhyayato Vishayam Pumsa Sangasteshu Pajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kama Krodha Pajayate Krodha Bhavati Sammoha Sammoha Smriti Brahm Sad Buddhi Nasho Buddhi Nashat Pranashati. And this is what it's saying, that when our attention goes outside to sense objects, we create an attachment from it. And then that attachment creates a desire. And then that desire creates an anger. An unfulfilled desire creates anger. And from that anger, we start to lose our memory. When you start to lose the memory, the intellects get confused, is bewildered, because that is the internal control, how we should do things, our intellect. And naturally, when the intellect becomes bewildered, then we are ruined. Now, a practical explanation for that will be that there was this man, he left his house and he goes to work. But while he was driving next to his house, there was a lady, not properly dressed, bringing out the garbage. And his eyes caught the lady, beautiful lady, and he just went on. But the thought lingered in him about this lady. So the next morning, there's a strategy unconsciously is building up of how he could make relationship. So he kept watching her, and apparently attachment comes to him. So within a short time, he is thinking that I have to make relationship with this person. And he did. Not finding out any attachment, if there's any attachment of this lady to someone else. So he made a relationship, and he got close to her. But very soon he found out that there was another gentleman that is befriending her. So apparently this is an impediment to his desire. So he became angry, and the two of them confronted each other. And guess what happened? They got into loud talking and then pushing, and then a squabble broke out. Police came and took them both to the station, because the police understood what was causing the trouble, and they had to stay there. In the meantime, the lady just left and she got another friend. this is total ruin, isn't it? So this is a practicality. Now, how do we translate that to what is happening? Our friend Woody is having his breakfast. You know, our religious texts speak so how we can guide ourselves. And one of the things that Krishna Bhagavan talk about is meditation and mind, calming the mind. For Swamiji's, like for myself, my daily practice is I get up early in the morning and take a warm, very warm, big cup of water with half a lemon or lime inside, and that cleanses the system. Then I sit down and start the yoga, 1.5 hours, and the exercise gets to every part of the body, internal and external. So when I'm done now, the body is at peak performance, and during that exercise, what happens? The body is put to, in this peak performance, all the systems are going and the energy is flowing. So when I lie down with my back, I relax every part of the body. And then finally, at the top of the head, the energy exit. I exit all my energy into space. And when it goes into space, that energy vibration automatically transfers itself into consciousness. So there's a separation of creation. All that is manifested from consciousness and consciousness. So the separation, now I'm consciousness. And that is what is the solution for all this going outside, going inside and staying there, and that sets the tempo for my day for listening to people. Now in the homes, I'm listening to people, and guess what's happening? Naturally, this what I described there, that from wanting sense objects like alcohol, then it naturally goes through the thing of ruining yourself, like the two slokas spoke about. And this is what's happening with our society. That I have a friend who's a policeman in our Richmond Hill area, and he's saying that many of the calls that they're being coming now, they're coming because of violence in home. And this is caused because of the unsteady mind. But we have the solution. But we have to be very careful that, we don't cause destruction of ourselves and our family. So it is a time to go inside. And this is where the holy ones come in and they give the guidance. But sometimes the holy ones also get caught up. And this religious, spiritual pride comes into place. And there's another story regarding these two slokas. Let me conclude with that. That there was this holy man, religious man. He was living in a nice, beautiful house. And across his house, there was a young lady. She was living in an old beat-up hut. Just something to live in. And he was looking, and he would have seen many frequent men visiting her. And he realized that she was in that profession where she used her body to gain income. The oldest profession, you know what I'm talking about. So he got confused, and he called the lady. Anger is coming in because the holy man. So he said, "Ma'am, you shouldn't be doing that." In the meantime, the lady was crying. Yes, Sadhuji, Babaji, yes, I shouldn't be doing this. But this is the only way to make a living. But anyway, I'll try my best. I'll stop it and see how I could manage. She tried it, and then she couldn't manage, so he had to go back to it. She was doing it out of her, she disliked what she was doing it, but that's how the only way to survive physically. So the Babaji, he thought it best that, okay, out of his madness now, he goes and every time he sees one person come to her house, he would put a rock in a specific place in front of his house. Over time, the rock got into a little heap and a little hill. And then he got into this conversation with her again. And well, anyway, it so happened that both of them passed away. I was a little distracted by someone who was passing there. Sorry about that. But I had my distancing and my mask. Anyway, both of them, they passed away the same night. So when they went for judgment, God called the lady first and says, "Oh, my dear, you've come afterwards to me. I know what you've been doing. In the midst of using your body for your living, your mind was with me. And for this reason, you become one with me," consciousness. So the sadhu said, God, my Lord, look at that lady. He was doing so much bad things with her body. He says, yeah, while she was doing this, her mind was totally with me. But where was your mind, my friend? You weren't her. That is my business, to look after my devotees, not your business. And for this, you have to go and suffer for that wrongdoing that you did. And you have to come back to another birth, or many more births, until you can come to the state of perfection that that lady had. God is so kind. He only sees the good things. Let us all be like that. Let us all follow the scriptures. Let us not go outside and let the sense objects drive us into madness and ruin us, because our intellect, our power of discrimination is ruined. From now on, let us make this COVID a place to go inside. This is the lesson that is devotees. This is a lesson that God is teaching us. If we don't heed it, what else can He do? He creates such a great controversy to bring us out from the sense objects and satisfying desires and getting getting anger and ruining our lives. Let us go inside and let us not take any more births. Let us be perfection. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.